Judd, you have conceived a documentary about one of the most mysterious contemporary artists, David Hammonds. So what's the story?
The story, it's a long story. It's complicated. Hammonds, to me and to my co-director, Harold Crooks, is a unique, spectacular, contemporary, conceptual artist, but one who is basically absent. Absent meaning from what you would expect from the art world of today, of, appearing at art fairs, going to openings. So he's like a fascinating person. And so we decided when we landed on this subject that we wanted to do a film about the art and times of David Hammonds. It's not a biopic in that sense of the word. And very respectfully, we never, poked around into anything in terms of his private life. We wanted to show his art in the context of the times, meaning starting in Los Angeles in the middle 60s when he was an art student at the Otis Art Institute with the artist Charles White.
Yes.
Which was significant, for instance, given that Hammonds had never been in the presence of a black artist and teacher. So it's very significant for Hammonds and other artists, and some of whom we interviewed for the film.
But it's very, even your work is very mysterious because you do something about someone who is alive and you can't see. So to speak about someone who is not here.
Yeah, it's I don't know if you want to call it controversial or
paradoxical.
Yeah, paradoxical is a good way to put it. But in a way, we couldn't have imagined him participating in the film because he doesn't give interviews.
He doesn't play the game, right?
He doesn't play the game, and people are always chasing him. And what our desire was, because even when we started the film back in May of 2013, we interviewed Franklin Sermons, who at the time was the chief curator at LACMA in Los Angeles. He's now the director of the Perez Museum in Miami. But anyway,
so you interview like 30 persons.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, and we didn't use all of them, but it was it was a long, marinating time, because it was not just interviewing talking heads. There's a lot of animation in the film, unique music. There's going to be a major record, long-playing vinyl record that's being produced by Strut Records, which is a jazz label in London. Because of some of the musicians that played, you can hear it in the film, you don't really see them, are represented by this
And is
label.
that something very surprising that we learn about him?
Well, possibly. I mean, you see, the big difference, and this was again like the main, springboard, was we wanted people outside the art world to learn about David Hammonds, his practice, what he's done, his whole amazing conceptual, 50-year career, because he's, among for instance, art students today, I would say, I mean, at least in America, and I assume other places, he's like numero uno in terms of he's revered, and in the art world that we're both familiar with, everyone knows about his work, has seen his work, but outside of that, he's not known, and we felt that it would be a good thing to try to make him better known, because he's more like a jazz musician from the 1950s. I mean, his heroes are literally like Coltrane and Miles Davis.
But also, he's really one of the big heirs of Marcel Duchamp. Hein?
Yes, yeah.
It's a mix of jazz and Marcel Duchamp in a way.
In a way.
Yeah.
That's part of it, a slice of it. It's a very, as one of the interviewees said, it's like peeling an onion where you keep seeing more and more sides of him. But we have a clip, for instance, which like a BBC interview with Duchamp. It's, and there's a section in the film about that. But, Hammonds is deeper than Duchamp, and as one critic said, the reason why Hammonds is obsessed with Duchamp is because the art world is obsessed with Duchamp.
Really?
Yeah.
He's really using the tool of the ready-made, in fact.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But, the ready-made. But, for instance, one of the pieces that Hammonds did, it's called the Holy Bible.
Yes, I know.
It's a hand tool, leather covered, and inside is the copy of Duchamp's catalogue raisonné.
Yes.
So, but it's one of the significant interviews we did in the film was with a academic from Yale, Robert Ferris Thompson, and who passed away. So, I mean, three of the major people that we interviewed passed away during the course of the film because it took
so long.
A period of, including the dealer Jack Tilton, who was an early champion of Hammonds. But anyway, Robert Ferris Thompson is the one who sort of explored Hammond's strong, deep connections with African culture. And
what did he say?
Oh, he said a lot of things. I couldn't even begin.
Okay, last question is, do you know if David Hammons saw your film?
Yeah, he has seen the film.
And?
The feedback we got back, the feedback we received, not directly from David Hammons, but from someone very close to him, that he saw the film and appreciated our efforts.
Wow, that's a lot.
It is a lot, yeah.
Merci, Judd. Merci, Judd.